Okay, let's just jump right in. Today, in this explainer, we are going to completely shatter the illusion of overnight wealth. You know exactly the kind of flashy success I'm talking about, right? The stuff you see scrolling across your social media feeds during your lunch break, making it seem like literally everyone else figured out some secret cheat code to get rich quick. Well, spoiler alert, they haven't. Instead, we're looking at the real, concrete blueprints derived from the universal architecture of wealth. And honestly, the absolute best part about all of this? These are blueprints you can start using right now, today, while you are still walking the hallways in high school. You don't need a Wall Street job, and you certainly don't need a trust fund. You just need the right mindset.
So I want to pose a question that kind of goes against everything we're taught. What if getting rich was actually boring? I mean, we are so heavily conditioned by pop culture to think wealth comes from a sudden crypto explosion, a viral moment, or essentially hitting a lucky lottery ticket. Our brains are totally wired to look for that quick, dopamine-hitting shortcut. But the reality of actual, sustainable wealth? It is not flashy at all. It's a predictable structure built brick by boring brick, day after day. It's about quiet consistency over time, not overnight magic. It's those unglamorous, everyday decisions that actually move the needle over a lifetime.
Section 1. The Myth of Magic Wealth.
Okay, so before we can start laying down the foundation of your financial future, we need to clear the construction site. We have to completely unlearn what society tells us makes someone a millionaire. Think of wealth not as a lucky break, but as a universal architecture. As we define it, it's a predictable, structured system of everyday habits that reliably builds wealth over time. Notice those words, everyday habits and accessible to anyone. That is absolutely crucial. Wealth has a specific design, and it is entirely open source. Even if you're a teenager just trying to get through your afternoon classes, you have full access to this exact same architectural plan. You do not need special permission or a fancy degree to start using it right away.
And you know what the best part about this architecture is? The entry fee is exactly $0. Literally, $0 is exactly how much it costs to adopt the mindset and the daily routines of the wealthy right now. You don't need capital to start thinking like an investor. You don't need a massive bank account to start managing your time and your focus effectively. The barrier to entry isn't money, it is simply your willingness to start building the habits today. Because the truth is, the mental shift happens long before the bank account balance actually changes.
Moving on to Section 2, the architecture of wealth.
There's a core concept we really need to embrace here, and it's all about millionaire habits that anyone can copy. This means the actions of the wealthy are fully open source and duplicatable. I want you to think of building your financial future just like leveling up a character in an RPG video game. We've all been there, right? You start with basic stats at level 1 with very little gear. But the daily, repetitive tasks you complete, grinding for XP, slowly and surely upgrade your abilities and your resources. If you simply copy the daily inputs of the wealthy, over time, you will inevitably start to mirror their outputs.
So how do we actually build this? Well, it breaks down into 3 things you control right now in your daily high school ecosystem. First up, the foundation, where you put your daily time. Are you doom scrolling for 3 hours after school, or are you spending 30 minutes learning a new skill? Second, the framing, how you focus your mental energy. Are you thinking long-term about your future options or just stressing about what's happening this weekend? And finally, the finishing touches, what you actually do with your part-time job money. These 3 elements, your time, your energy, and your first dollars, they are the raw materials of your financial architecture.
All right, Section 3, habits you can copy.
We understand the blueprint conceptually, but now we have to actually pour the concrete and move from abstract theory to hard practice. Let's look at a real-world example. On one side, you've got the average habit, getting your paycheck from that summer job and immediately spending the whole thing on fast food, new shoes, or video games. But on the flip side, the millionaire habit is paying yourself first and saving a portion immediately before doing anything else. Why is this so powerful? Because you are building the muscle memory of saving. You don't need millions to act like a millionaire. You just need to change where the very first $10 or $20 of your paycheck go. It's a tiny pivot in behavior, for sure, but it alters your entire trajectory.
And the coolest thing is, you can start constructing this right now, this very weekend. Here's the game plan. Step 1, track your time to find a time waster. Come on, we all have them. Like accidentally losing 3 hours to TikTok when you only meant to check one single notification. Step 2, pick one single millionaire habit to focus on. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book, or simply logging into your bank account just to review your spending. Step 3, swap that time waster for your new building habit. Just swap one single hour. By doing this, you are actively laying the bricks of your wealth architecture before Monday morning even rolls around.
Section 4. Your blueprint starts today.
Listen up, because this is the most important part of this whole explainer. You hold a massive, truly unfair advantage over almost everyone else trying to build wealth later in life. Decades of time. You might not have a lot of cash in your pocket right now, but time is the grand multiplier of wealth. By starting these habits in high school, you allow these tiny, seemingly insignificant choices to compound massively. Think of it exactly like studying for a huge final exam. If you start studying months early, 10 minutes a day is absolutely all you need to completely ace it. But if you wait until the night before, you're going to crash and burn under the stress. In wealth building, time does all the heavy lifting for you if you let it.
When you start early, the architecture basically scales on autopilot. In high school, you are laying the foundation, learning to save, learning to manage your time and attention before life gets highly complicated. In your 20s, you're building the framework, investing your first real career paychecks, and growing your professional skills. And by your 30s and beyond, you are simply compounding the results. Because you started the hard work now, the structure is basically building itself. Your money and your habits are working for you on autopilot instead of you frantically working for them.
So here we are. You've seen the blueprint. You know the timeline. Wealth isn't magic. It's just boring, predictable habits, compounded over time. And most importantly, you know that your current age is your absolute greatest advantage. You have the blueprints in your hands right now. So, what habit will you build tomorrow? Will you track your time? Will you save that very first $5 from your next shift? The construction site is officially open, and the tools are right in front of you. Get out there and get building.